Welcome to the CFG GameCast episode number 57, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love and give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever, what have you, on any of the podcast services. It actually goes a long way. Or you could go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss a geeky episode of awesome content. I am your host, Mr. CFG Games, Davis Green, and with me are two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex on the second seat. What's going on, Lex?
Hi. Well, this week was pretty entertaining. I got scouted, and I'm now on a team. Yay! Yay! I'm on first dream team. I've been scouted by like corporate stuff, but here's the thing: I don't want anyone telling me what I can and can't do. Does that make sense? Like, I work for myself, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want to have to
do your own thing,
right? I don't want to have to answer to somebody. I already get paranoid about certain things as it is. Like, I don't want that extra, you know. But yeah, now I'm an egg, an empowered geek and gamer, so I'm pretty excited about that. We played some new horror games. We played Song of Horror this week. Scared the piss out of me.
Oh, so are you liking it though? Like, that's just one thing. You are? Okay.
All characters, so I have to. I killed all of them, but I have questions, and like I can't find the answer because I hear a child crying behind a door, and then there's other doors where like I hear the spoopies, but like, can I go through the door with the child crying? I don't know. All my characters are dead. Can't find out. So
you're screwed.
I was gonna do a run through and get back to where we were for next week, so that like we're good to go on Wednesday, kind of thing. But it was a lot of fun. It genuinely like did give me serious anxiety though. I was surprised. It genuinely spooked me. Other than that, we had a blast this week. It was fun. Yeah, I kept to the schedule even though I feel so run down and exhausted. It's the heat. I swear it's the heat. I haven't even gone out. And walking Opie late at night, like the sidewalk, I have to wait until the sidewalk cools down to even walk her.
Oh man.
It's rough because we don't have a lot of grass in our area. I'm in a newer area in Vegas, I guess, developed. So we have like a desert landscape. And so she runs on concrete a lot and then runs into rocks. And if they're too hot, like they'll just cut her paws open. But it's been a fun week. I don't know. It's just, this week was good. It was great.
I don't miss that weather over in Arizona / Nevada, man. It's like it gets really brutal. I don't know. Have y'all hitting 100? Have y'all hitting 118, 120 yet?
We're like 2 or 3 off from that. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, don't miss that at all. Just like forget that nonsense. But and then when it rains, it's just dirt. Essentially.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man. Like I just got so annoyed by it.
Monsoon season is rough.
Terrible.
Well, and like we're getting the winds, so it's like if you go outside, it's like a hot blow dryer in your face. Even at night. But like the other day I went to walk to the mailbox to grab mail, and on the way back I saw like 3 dirt devils just in my neighborhood, which are a real thing. They're just little tiny dirt tornadoes going. It's like, hello, where are you going? And it's like, okay, bye. Like, okay.
It just disappears. It just goes away as fast as it shows up, man. Whatever.
Yeah, like,
no, but I'm glad I'm definitely glad you like Song of Horror though. That's the one thing I was like, I knew that you were if you liked horror, that would have been one that you should get.
Complete edition 2 through 5.
I just can't believe they call it the complete edition 2 through 5. It's like, so what? Is the prologue? Is it really episode 2? There's no episode 1.
It's like I have a pre-prologue too. So it's like, it is the complete edition with like an extended DLC, but nobody changed it. I don't know why. It's funny though.
It's funny.
It's great.
At least you got the complete game, and at least you got a beginning to that game. So that's all that really matters. So that's cool. All right, and we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the 3rd seat. What's going on, Smitty?
Not a whole lot, my friend. Tuesday I was over on Mishmash TV. Did my second part of Detroit Become Human. I'm really enjoying that game. It is a lot of fun. I'm excited to continue that playthrough. I did finish Kakarot this week as well. Yay me. I ended up picking up the DLC too. I think it includes like an extra episode or something as well. I don't know. I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm just kind of going through and doing some of the side questing right now. But I really enjoyed it. I forgot that I hadn't seen all the Majin Buu saga when I was a kid. So getting to actually see...
Like, how far of the Majin Buu do you remember, like, when you were a kid? Like, where?
So, as a kid, I remember getting up to when Big Boo was a thing. It stopped before him and Mr. Satan end up becoming friends. That's where it was all new for me. Like, I know from, like Super and stuff like that, and I saw some GT, that they were cool, but I didn't understand the relationship and the dynamic between the two of them until I played it out. I didn't understand the relevance of the Z sword, you know what I mean, or where the old Supreme Kai, where he even came from. I just knew he was a character within the universe. So I got to learn a lot, and actually getting to see it was really cool. I had a blast. Did I shed a couple tears? Maybe. It was fantastic. I love Dragon Ball. I love it. It was new for me. So that was really cool. And then we played Lex and Turducken and myself played, and then Dust later on played Hyperscape. I learned that I completely suck at the game.
Same.
I was absolutely terrible. At least she got some kills. I got one kill the whole night, but we had a blast. It was fun.
Think mine were accidental. It's fine.
Hey, that counts. It doesn't matter. We got a dub. Somehow we got a dub with 0 kills. It was amazing.
Like, y'all didn't kill anybody, and y'all still won?
Not a
I don't even know how.
I don't even know.
How does that happen? How does that work?
I thought the dude must have gotten eaten by the was probably in like a section that got dissolved and he couldn't get out of it. Is what my guess would be, but I'm guessing it's probably only one person. But that was fun though. It was fun. It's got the Twitch interactivity, like we talked about here a couple episodes ago. So that was cool, experimenting with that and how like your Twitch chat can affect, and it affects everybody in the game too. So that was a lot of fun playing with that. Definitely a game I would like to experiment with more. I'll probably play some offline so I could try to get good. And not be a complete, trash
bucket.
Yeah.
Trash bucket is a good way of describing it. Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. So it was good week. But we got lots of news and stuff to talk about for sure. What did you have going on last week, my friend?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was always productive as always. So I just finished so I did the interview with awesome guest from Japan, Kaho Shibuya. Definitely big shout out to her. She was really nice and stuff. You can check out I just put the link for the interview there. But we also, I've just been doing a lot of setups for the for our the game. What's the game I was playing? Oh yeah,
Ghost.
I'm like, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, man. I don't know what's going on right now. Maybe it's just I'm just too ridiculously tired. But like like I literally just did like a 13-hour stint on that game, and then I went to bed so late, like at 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, and then I'm just like, I need to play some more. And that's why I want to do some more right now.
Welcome to the Lex style of gaming.
Yeah, only 1 or 2 days if I can definitely do that. So like it's but no, it's been, God, that game is so good. Like now I don't know anything about story on it because all I've been doing were side quests, but like I just love the traversing throughout the areas of it this whole time. So that was really fun. So definitely was a big fan. Definitely am a big fan of doing that. But after that I was like, I just went out. We were going. We were setting up for I'm actually was kind of keeping this on the DL, but I've been looking actually for a live studio, like an office space for the website. So I've definitely been looking at that, and looks like we're going to be coming up with a deal soon. So hopefully if we get that's going to be really nice. Yeah, I know, right? I'm kind of hyped for that. I was just like, moving on up. Yeah, I know, right? The only thing I really wish is like if y'all were if we were all together, I would be like, I would have a justification to be like, let's set up a podcast area. And if we did, then I'll be like, oh, that'd be freaking awesome. So, but yeah, I might still do it, but for other shows, because I know we have other stuff that's in the pipelines that are coming up as well. So looking forward to all that. But hopefully when that headache is all done, then I can actually sit down, relax, and play some more Ghost of Tsushima without being interrupted. So so we're going to be good.
Priorities.
Priorities, yes. I know, right? Anyways, let's get down to it. I know you don't want to hear us talk about our everyday lives. Just get into the normal rigmarole. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion from within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want the people who are listening on Twitch to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something that you see, something that you hear, that you want to contribute with, just type it inside the chat. We will love to discuss it with you too. So let's get down to it. So the first topic, we will go to Lex. What are you bringing to the table?
Oh boy, guys. I only thought it fitting for me to expose my shoulders for this one, because God. Oh, it's so tone deaf. There is a game called GamerGirl or Simp Simulator, whichever you prefer. Basically what you're going to be doing in this game is modding for a very popular streamer. The game premise we have video. I'll let you guys make up your minds if you haven't seen it already. But I'm just going to say real quickly, perpetuating a stigma that is only 2% of the streamer girl population. Why are they calling it gamer girl? I don't even know. Anyways, oh God, I can't.
It's a girl that games and streams apparently.
So it seems like it's going to be a horror game as well. I'm a little confused. So yesterday, publisher Wales Interactive announced a new FMV thriller called GamerGirl that will put players into the role of moderator of an up and coming streamer named AbbyCake99. You'll moderate comments in her stream, reward good behavior and ban trolls, and work to increase subscriber numbers and earn likes to keep Abby Cake in a good mood. Shut the front door. And her career on track. Stop it. But this isn't just any old moderating job. Nay. Abby Cake has returned to streaming after her friend Becky disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Oh. And so along with keeping the jerks in line, oh God, it also falls to you to guide Abby's choice and uncover the threat she faces by an anonymous predator who hides in the stream chat. Oh my God. It's not a terrible premise, really, but the trailer that accompanied the announcement was uncomfortably creepy. And just, oh God, it was so tone deaf, you guys. It was so tone deaf.
Well, okay, so if it was called something else than GamerGirl, would you be okay with it though? That's a real question. I mean, because okay, when I saw GamerGirl, I was like, oh, okay, this is a joke, right? And then I clicked on the link in the video, and I was like, oh, this is a real game. This looks like Night Trap. Or what's it called? Or so when they brought back old school live action kind of gaming, or the most recent stuff, Super Seducer. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, they can't possibly call this GamerGirl. Nope, they freaking did. But yeah. So would you change if they changed it? Would you have been okay with it?
I would have maybe played it as a joke because okay, here's the thing. In the trailers, you see scenes that make it very a weird codependent relationship with her chat and her, not just the moderator, which I think is perpetuating a social media issue that we do have, but I don't think it's to that extent. It goes too far past that line of, okay, this could actually happen, to then it being, no way, stop it. And it's funny that you said someone had said Night Trap, because the PC Gamers does say it looks a lot like Night Trap. And here's the thing, as a girl gamer, and I've talked about this with Smitty a lot, because we have the same interactions with certain people, and it's 100% different. He gets a good on you, bro, nice little shoulder punch, and I get the send me your tits, you know what I mean? It's same person, and it's just wait a minute. you know, there is a lot of sexual misconduct. I do get a lot of creepy people. I get people who interact with me completely different. They come from a different community where they don't act that way there, but certainly do here. You know, and it does happen. It absolutely does happen. But the way that they're doing it is very tone deaf, and I think from what I've seen perpetuates issues in the community of from a different standpoint of, well, she's just there to show off her chest and that's how she's getting these views and XYZ. Do you know what I mean? Like it just
No, you're totally it's very transparent to what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. I mean, looking at Retrolag's statement on his perspective is that he thinks that the developers were tone deaf of the game. It was also bad that timing, given the current state of the industry, and also thinks that people are justified in their perspectives and opinions. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. And what I really kind of feel, and especially like, yeah, like the idea of the developers themselves saying, okay, we're going to make this like a thriller game, but what we're going to do is that we're going to put we're going to put the front of like saying you're going to be playing a character who's a streamer, but it's going to be a game, but it's going to be like this kind of level of a gamer. It's going to be a gamer girl, like, and then just the title, gamer girl, is already a bad It's like a bad, like, you know, sense of yeah, you shouldn't call it that in itself, knowing that it does have a lot of weight in just the normal community, the normal like streaming community, and just in general gaming community too. So like when you're kind of doing that, you're kind of setting a real negative setback of a game that you probably didn't intentionally think it was going to be. And yeah, so I mean, what do you think, Smitty?
Yeah.
You've been kind of quiet on this.
So first, I want to. There's a couple of things that I want to point out. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The whole moniker of a gamer girl has a negative. Essentially, it's surrounded by negativity in the community. So the fact that they weren't sensitive to that. And then they go and name it, and then you perpetuate this stereotype of a gamer girl. I know plenty of women that stream and whatnot that you know. And again, I'm not dress however a person wants to, do whatever, you know what I mean. Like I am not against anybody doing anything or what they do. I like to mind my own business when it comes to things like that. However, you're taking this, and you know, especially in a social space, that this is something that is used as a negative connotation. You know what I mean? Like it completely misses the mark. It's absolutely tone deaf. The things that I think that are good about this, because there's always positives to things. Number one, this is done as improv. This is an improv performance. That actress there who did it improv the whole thing, and they try to do more of a kind of like a Blair Witch style type of video, which I think is cool. But again, you completely detract from the cool things by, number one, having, you know, just, I mean, this is just, this is a stereotypical gamer girl, is what they did. The interesting thing though, about it is that there are partners and other people. They went out and they did interviews with female and women streamers and things like that. So there, you know what I mean? There's eyes. And I don't know if the whole, what do you think of this title or this and that got brought up, or if that was even mentioned. But we do know that there were women that were involved in this game. Obviously, the protagonist in the game is a woman. It's hard to, I mean, I don't know how you could put this out and not be like, you know what? I don't know that people are going to be cool with this, or people are probably going to have a problem with this, especially in today's climate. Like timing wise, like you were saying, Retro, timing wise, whatever. Yeah. They, you know, it's just bad all around for this to come out. So it's like I don't you know, I just don't understand from a company standpoint. Not only that, but they put it out and then they have to go back, and you have the embarrassment of having to go and pull all your stuff. Yeah,
they retracted it.
It's like, did you guys not have the forethought
like,
to
it
realize
wasn't even 24 hours
that was going to come your way, especially in today's climate? Yeah,
was gonna eat you alive.
That was just
what are you doing?
crazy, absolutely crazy.
I just want to know Well, I mean, something like this, you would think that someone would have to lose their job on, like, I mean, marketing wise, because it seems kind of, it does seem really weird that how does a gaming publishing studio or gamer or a publisher that does game publishing
Right.
not know what a gamer girl is, or what that means, I mean, it just seems very weird that they would be like, this is insane that they would decide to say like, okay, we're gonna do this. And what's funny is that the video. So the first half of the video is when I got really kind of like, wow, this is very uncomfortable because it's like, oh, well, because it was basically going by their eyes of what, because you really thought exactly what it was. It's like, oh, they're just simulating a gamer girl. But then when they did the weird stuff of like say going on this weird ship and all that stuff, you're like, what the hell is this? I didn't know what was going on. So like then you realize, oh, you're supposed to be like, something simple, but it's actually something more complicated. It's like, oh, okay, so this is probably more of the meat of the game. So I don't even understand how like they even just like decide like it could have not been one person to say, okay, let's get this stuff done. It's so weird that they would just that it led to that, and like it's really, and I really, wow, how insane is that? And it's supposed to come out like in like 2 weeks.
Well, the other thing too, though, is that they've made other good games
soon.
in this style. You know what I mean? And just having the, it's very much, have that kind of choose your own adventure, digital interactive game, which is really cool. But there's missteps here, and what they did, the naming absolutely hurts it, and just that, like, yeah, you're right, like is that what you guys think a gamer girl is? Like I don't know, man. It puts it out, so it's just so bad. It's just so bad.
So many weird questions, I know, right? I'm sorry, you're trying to say something, Lex. What was up?
Here's the thing. I'm probably going to play it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think, and I feel so bad for this poor actress because she probably doesn't stream. So she has no idea what the interaction is like with your mods, with your chats. You are not codependent on them to do an action, right? It is not like, oh, should I go out dancing with my friends? No, that's not how it works. You always have a plan. And I'll tell you why, because if you don't go into streaming organized, you are not going to grow your community. You are not going to grow as a streamer, and you're not going to learn, right? And Smitty gave me some of the best advice. Like the first 6 months I was streaming, because I didn't tell him I was streaming. I wanted to figure it out first. And he came back and he was like, you're doing great, but you need to watch your mods. You need to watch your VODs back, right? And so that one little piece of advice went so freaking far. And I always watch my VODs back. And I hate listening to myself. But you know what? It promotes growth. And I think that's the weird aspect here with this scenario, right? Because she's improving, she's giving prompts, or she's getting prompts, and then she's reacting to them. Great, but it's not like, oh my god, get these trolls out of here. Yeah. But I'm gonna play it. I think they should rename it. I think they did a misstep, and I think it's just perpetuating this like, oh, she's a Twitch thought and he's a simp. Someone being nice to you doesn't mean they are a simp. First off, let me just say that if a man has manners and is being a gentleman to you, he's not a freaking simp. I hate that word. But this game seems to be perpetuating those climates that we're currently in, right? And it's interesting, and I want to see how it plays out. I want to know, are there other female streamers that are in it? Do they go through the same stuff that we do? Okay, because my thing is, and I want to know this, is if they're going to compare, like that's a huge thing in the community, and I don't know if a lot of people talk about it. They compare women, and a lot of female streamers don't talk to each other because they get compared. Well, Lex only wears, men's oversized t-shirts when she plays. Why are you showing your boobs? Lex does this way. You should be more like Lex. No, don't ever use me against another female, because I'm going to tell you right now, their hustle is their hustle. Go for it. You got it. Flaunt it. Who cares? Who cares? And that's where I want to see where the game plays out. Does that make sense? In my mind, I have an idea, but it could be completely different. And I'm going to give it a chance. I think they should rename it. The marketing was terrible, but now everybody knows about it.
Yeah, but but at the same time, like the game itself kind of shows a depiction of what GamerGirl is the thing that kind of that throws me off a little bit. But then they try to change it a little bit when they do it when they're doing this weird mystery whatever about what happened to her friend or whatever. But still, like literally the first couple of things was virtually like cringeworthy of like, she's pretending to be a person that she clearly isn't, like when she's like, oh, here I'm going to it's like hey, I need the chat to decide if I should go out partying with my friends. It's like, who
Like, look,
does
I'm
that?
going to party out with my
I mean,
friends.
come
Right?
on.
I don't get what you.
It's like, yeah, who freaking does that? I mean, I'm just saying, like when you see stuff like that, it's like that's the like even if they didn't mean to offend anyone, but when it's all said and done, that is their interpretation of what a gamer girl is to do stuff like that is what I'm saying. So like I kind of think like so like which I when you see like I mean because you're not like that, and we know a lot of female streamers they're definitely not like that at all. I mean, there may be some that are out there, definitely some that are out there, but still the consensus. But the fact that they're going to kind of make a game into that, that kind of shows off that look of it. That's going to kind of make it look like people who play this game, or in my eyes, I kind of feel like I feel that there's going to be, oh, so this is what to expect. These are what streamers are. Like this is going to show a little bit of what a female streamer is when it really isn't the truth. I mean, I don't know.
And the company came out
that's one of the things I
trying
kind
to,
of fear about.
coming back with a defense of the game, saying that they're trying to bring awareness to these issues that female streamers go through and stuff like that too. So they solidly believe in the product that they've put out. No matter how it was received, they at least went and tried to defend themselves as far as the product that they put together here. This is going to be triggering for some women, because there are a lot of women that go through things like this, where this is real situations and whatnot. And it's easy. I also feel like it's easy for us to say, hey, that's not real. But I think there are some women that, or I mean, some streamers in general, I shouldn't just say women, that go through or do things like that as far as with their streams. But I think very much, and especially in a public sense, it is perpetuating a terrible stereotype of female streamers out there. And I just think the packaging of the game, because it could be a solid game, you know what I mean, but I think it's tainted by wrapping it around this, oh, you're a moderator for this female streamer or whatever. I think that part of it is not right. If you had the option excuse me, to like be a guy or girl streamer, and you did that, and then the story played out, I think then you at least have the option. And now it becomes more about, oh, there's this mystery, instead of, oh, here's this game called GamerGirl, where you've got this woman that this is what a gamer girl is, guys, which isn't the case. So that it's tough to say as far as with that. Yeah. Well,
here's a question though. Yeah, sorry. Here's a random question though. I'm just thinking about this, but so what if theoretically, if the game wasn't live action, would that make it better? Because because I mean, you know what I mean? Because I was just wondering, I think when I see. Well, yeah, that's true, but but when you think about it, there are games that are like that, like Honey Pop, what's it called? I forgot the name of the game, but Honey Pop made a game that was specifically you are a gamer girl, and that's their view of it, and then you are their moderators for it. It's essentially what this is, but but the backlash, and they've had it for the past 2-3 years or so. Sorry, there's like a fly somewhere. Like 2 or 3 years now. But the backlash was like what there's no backlash compared to what we're seeing now. But I mean, I feel like it might be a little bit. Well, yeah, but I mean, do you feel like maybe that also the fact that this live action is also going to hurt, because they're now actually seeing real people doing that over just an imaginary one?
I think like let's put the acting aside. I think it shows what really happens. And Ducky's right. Like Sweet Anita is going through a stalker situation right now. I've had people DM me and they're like, this is your address. I know where you live. I'm gonna come find you. And it's like, well,
Oh my
that's actually not
gosh.
my address.
That's
Don't go
scary.
there. Like, but it's creepy. And like
Holy crap.
there are men streamers who've been swatted. There are female streamers that have been swatted. I mean, and that's horrifying. You could essentially get someone murdered doing that, first off. But I mean, there are stalker situations, and before I did this, I had a situation like that before, and that's why I don't give away my address willy-nilly to people. If I send you something, it's not gonna have a return address. You know what I mean? And it's like I have to be really careful about what I do because yes, I'm a public figure and I'm putting myself out there, but the consensus is a lot of people feel that if you are willing to do that, then they can see and are allowed to look at every aspect of your life. And that is just not the case. And I think this game could show what it's really like, aside from the bad acting. But I don't know until I play it.
Here's my other thing too that I've been seeing, like on Twitter. I've been seeing other streamers and stuff posting that if you play this game or intend to play this game, unfriend me now and things like that. And I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
Stop it. Stop it.
Twitter just needs to shut the hell up. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I really hate. Okay, this is the one thing is I have because this is remember the thing I said off stream about what happened to me this week. But like tribalism is something that I feel is a big issue. Is what Twitter is experiencing right now, and I feel that people can play whatever the hell they want to play. I don't know how many times I have said on this podcast that gaming is subjective. It doesn't freaking matter if you're like what you play, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a good guy or bad guy. We're going to agree on games that we like. We're going to disagree on the games that we like. If a person wants to play this game, you shouldn't just totally shun them because they'll be like, oh, this is what they think about GamerGirls. It's like, no, maybe they're just generally curious of how the game is going to be. Lex freaking is saying that there's an issue with this game and she still says she's willing to play it. What the hell is that supposed to mean? So that, I mean, just people that say like, yeah, people that need to say, I want to unfriend, you better unfriend me because of this, because your views are different than me, just need to just really chill out, because it just really, really annoys the hell out of me when I hear that. It's like, oh, so basically it's a non-starter, completely non-starter because it's because they don't trust you. So yeah, that's where I stand. How about you, Lex?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that your friendship depended on what I do and say. Stop it. I'm not playing Trump Simulator. I'm playing GamerGirl. Calm yourself. Go sit down and take a chill pill. Do you know what I mean? It's just, who are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? Who are you again? Are you my mom? You're not my real dad. Go sit down. Like, that's what I don't understand. Oh, you can't play The Last of Us 2. This horrible feminist game. Stop it. Go sit down. I don't
know, man. It's just,
I'm done. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. It just makes me want to do it more. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Bye.
Well, that's where I stand. We need to stop. We've been at this for 33 minutes. I just realized, I was like, holy crap.
23.
I know, right?
We feel ways about it.
Right,
yeah, yeah, that's good. But no, it's good. Yeah, we feel ways about it, and I think for the most part, we'll see how we're going to how this is going to go for the most part. But yeah, so no, that's a great topic, Lex. Good deal. All right, so the next topic is going to be my topic, and it's going to be about the Ubisoft Forward event that happened on Sunday last week. So as everyone knows, Ubisoft was holding a conference of their games that they were planning on releasing within the next year, or announcements for games that are coming out within the next year. And and I'm gonna be honest with you, I skipped it because I don't like going to Ubisoft conferences. So because Ubisoft conferences are boring as hell for me. But I will say this: I did look at the overviews of what's coming out, and I will say they have a fairly solid amount of stuff that's coming out. So they announced, I think the biggest thing was that they announced Far Cry 6, which was what's his the dude who played Gus from Breaking Bad and Do the Right Thing and all that stuff. I forget his name. I think his name's like Esperito something.
Dude guy number one.
Huh?
Dude guy number one.
Dude guy number one. That's his name exactly. Born and raised dude guy number one. No, it's Giancarlo Esposito. That's his name. Yeah, that dude was like, he's been in like movies forever, but I'm glad that he's the main bad guy in Far Cry 6. Looks we only got an FMV trailer of it, so I was thinking, but it looks really, really good, really, really solid. Then they also showed a little bit of a teaser of the upcoming Watchdog Legions game. So this was actually pretty fun to check out too, because, like, you know what, I'm not a big Watchdog. I haven't really played any of the Watchdogs, and I know though too that Ubisoft was doing a thing that if you signed in on their Ubisoft Forward event, they would give you a copy of Watchdog 2 for free. But because of that, it's there's so many people signing in because they wanted a free game that the servers got overloaded and it didn't work. It shut down. So they had to do something special at the end in the middle of the week or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. But the biggest one with the biggest way that they were going to be doing was the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They actually showed some gameplay trailer as well as, like, you know, how the style of it's going to be, the main character itself. So this looks really cool. And it also was actually random, I didn't know this, but Game Grumps also did their own playthrough of the demo that they had. They gave Ubisoft sent them a thing for them to play themselves, and it looks really, really good. It looks really solid. So so I'm looking forward to that. So I was just wondering to know, what was y'all's thoughts of, like, if y'all saw the Ubisoft thing, or if there was anything that y'all were seeing that was coming up on Ubisoft that makes you want to go and try it out.
Yeah, Legion. Yeah, no. Watch Dogs, I did play the first one. I never played the second one. I think I want to play the second one, but that's probably one that I will pick up. I enjoyed Watch Dogs. I know a lot of people hated it, but I think it's cool that they give you the option to...
The first Watch Dogs... Well, no, the first Watch Dogs wasn't good. The first Watchdog was the one that had a lot of
and I never played the second one. I only played the first one.
Good.
But the whole concept of it sounds really cool, and being able to, like, basically recruit anybody in that world to help you in the game, I think is really neat and is a super fun concept. We'll see how that is. That one I'll definitely get. I don't know, like, I've never really been big on the Assassin's Creed series. I guess I've played a little bit of the game. I played Black Flag, is probably the only one that I've really played, and I enjoyed it, but I never really got into the series. Obviously, being able to play in that Viking world, I think, is awesome. But I don't know, that I may get it. It's not very high. I know it's super high on other people's lists. But that's not it. You know, again, this was kind of, it was cool to see what they've got in store, but you're right. It was boring. It was super boring. I didn't realize just the level of boredom I was going to have, watching it. It was so slow and dry. But it was cool to at least see the games, see playthrough, like see actual gameplay, of the games that they've got going on, obviously with Far Cry. And I have Far Cry 2 through 5, I believe, and I haven't played a single one. So this may be a reason to get into those and play some of them, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to make any commitments because I got plenty of other games that I'm working through right now as well. But yeah, obviously seeing this dude, he's a fantastic actor, and I love seeing these, these legit actors getting more and more involved in video game projects. Yeah, exactly. So this is,
Oh, I love him.
that was kind of
Yeah.
my thoughts on the games that we saw and the event as a whole.
Dust is saying Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks amazing, and then it's looked amazing. The real question is whenever they just freaking decide to release it, which I seriously don't believe it's coming out. so like they're just liking that eye candy. And Skull and Crossbones, that like they even had the right to even the audacity to even say something about that game, and I was like, okay, guy, you should have not even talked about mentioned it. Now y'all want to go back and saying that you don't like the quality of what y'all made, and now you're wanting to start it all over again. It's like, why'd you tell us this? Like, anyway, it's like, why would you say that? Anyways, I'm sorry. What about you, Lex? What did you think?
I tried to watch it. I'll be honest, I fell asleep at my desk. It was so slow, and everyone they had talking was like ASMR to my ears. I don't know what it was that day. Again, like Smitty said, I think in Vegas, because it's so hot right now, we're all just like, I could go take a nap at like any given moment of my day, every day. I could wake up and be like, let me go take another 4 hour nap. It's just been like that. I'm exhausted. So I tried to watch, I set like snooze alarms. So I would like fall asleep for 10 minutes. I'm like, I hit snooze and then like look, I'm like, no, it's not where I want it to be yet. And then I shouldn't have watched it live. I should have just waited, gone back, gone through the time breaks. Nothing really speaks to me. Everything that they showed looks fantastic, as it should. I think their announcements were really well done. Far Cry 6 looks great. I've played all of the Far Cries. I can't really tell you much about them because I don't remember them. I know I played them. Uh, uh, I have memory issues, and maybe it's cool sometimes that I can reread a book and it's like it's brand new to me. I can recall premise, like the basic premise. I know I played Far Cry, and I can visualize scenes in my mind, and I can't tell you what it's about, and that drives me nuts. So I probably won't play Far Cry 6 because in my mind I would have to start over. I have all of the games because I played them. I I don't, why can't I remember? It's driving me nuts. But it looks fantastic. It looks beautiful. Nothing is really speaking to me though. I'm sorry.
I kind of no. I kind of feel the same way because like I'm not I don't think any of the Ubisoft games that really kind of makes me kind of makes me like, oh, that's cool that they're releasing it, but but none of those games doesn't make me scream out and immediately want me to spend the $60 when it comes out. Even Far Cry, I mean, Far Cry has kind of been even as good as Far Cry has been, I've always waited a bit until it drops down a little bit. But yeah, so but no, I mean, it's good that they had a solid thing. I mean, I know their biggest one. What's their biggest game? I believe it's I want to say What's Dance. Yeah, I think What's Dance is their biggest one, and it's like, yeah, it's funny when you think about it, but it really is. But it's just like most of those games don't really scream out for me to be like to even try or to be like incredibly hyped for it, you know. So like we'll see, but we'll definitely see how hopefully they prove me wrong. But I mean, the Division 2 was probably one of my favorite things I would say that they made recently.
Well, Dust had mentioned too about them dropping that Shadow Warrior 3 dropped 2 trailers in the middle of Ubisoft. I'm not familiar with this game.
Shadow Warrior, yeah, that's a cool game, but it's not Ubisoft didn't make that though.
Right.
That was a different company.
No, that they did it for purposeful marketing. They dropped it in the middle of Ubisoft's reveal.
Oh, probably, yeah. That was probably that's more appealing. It's a real cool thing. Like, yeah, it was like you're specifically going to you're actually what's cool is like you're an Asian dude that like goes to the demon world and just basically like you basically wreak havoc. You're like a Duke Nukem with with spiritual powers and stuff. It's freaking awesome.
That sounds
like you have
dope.
Guns, swords, first person view, guns and swords and stuff. It was really fun. Tashier plays it a lot. I remember that. It's so great.
Yeah.
I love that game was actually really fun. So
well, and the voice actor that plays him is like super famous too. He does a lot of like anime overdubs. But yeah, Adam showed me that, and I was just laughing my little arse off watching it. It was funny.
I've never
Harry
heard of
Styles?
this game series before.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it looks really no.
Oh.
It's a great. Yeah, it's
You just
a really
uppercutted
good
somebody's
series.
head off.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sold.
casual. You're like, I love how you were like so mesmerized by it. You're like, oh,
I didn't know.
you just uppercutted somebody's head.
Yeah, look at that rabbit. Fantastic.
Oh,
The whole
yeah.
conference should have just been about this game then.
It
It's
wasn't
like,
even theirs. And he makes Wang jokes the whole time, which is hysterical.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. It's like, no, you should definitely play the second one. Second one was really good. So, yeah, put that in the games that you'll play in like 2027.
Yeah, exactly.
After
Exactly.
Far Cry 2 through 5 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gory and funny, take
Well,
my money.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. Yeah, gore and jokes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Sign me up. But yeah, the Ubisoft Forward.
Okay.
It was just kind of underwhelming.
You know what's funny? Like I was just thinking if I wanted to stream it, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that to myself.
Wait, stream what?
That was like, you know, like how we did the stream for the PlayStation announcement, and then also like I did one
That's
for
the
the
one I
Marvel
wasn't
thing.
invited to. Yeah, that one.
Uh-oh.
You know what? You want to just twist the knife on me, Lex? I'm
Twist
sorry. Okay.
Twist the knife.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I am sorry. I will do like I totally forgot. I dropped the ball.
Yeah, do better, Davis.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Do better.
That's right.
How's it on me all of a sudden? Anyways, let's go with this. Let's go to the next one. Smitty, you're
Yay! So I'm bringing along with the Ubisoft Forward, we also had the what was it, Stadia Connect as well, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm gonna drop this article in here because it looks like Stadia is finally trying to make some moves here as far as with exclusive content right now or and whatnot. They signed deals with Rock Band and the Until Dawn developers to work on some let me pull up a thing to work on some games exclusively for Stadia. I'm curious to see how that's going to work, though. I don't know now if those games that they make exclusively for Stadia, if those are covered within the subscription of Stadia, or do you have to buy those separately on top of having the subscription to Stadia?
You probably have to buy them separately.
Probably have to buy them separately.
That
Someone had
is,
worked.
I mean,
see, again, I still think that hurts them. I still think like
if it's wait. So wait, you're saying they're making they got a third party studio to make an exclusive on the system, or it's like specifically for Stadia, or is this like a timed exclusive?
So it says per the article is that Google has teamed up with Rock Band developer Harmonix and Until Dawn Studio Supermassive Games to bring exclusive games to the platform at some point in the future. Also included its slate of upcoming exclusives is a new title from lesser-known studio Uppercut Games, known for popular mobile and cross-platform games like Epoch and Submerge. I've heard of Epoch before, I think.
I've heard of Submerge. I've never heard of
I've heard of
Epoch.
both.
Oh, really? So, yeah. So, my understanding is that they'll be making games exclusively for Stadia, which is interesting. And we said that kind of from the jump off, too, that I felt like that was part of the issue with Stadia in general, was the fact that they didn't have any kind of exclusive titles or really anything to incentivize people to go and utilize their platform. It was basically a hey, pay us money to be able to do this in a very limited capacity. So it's a two-pronged thing. They need games that actually make people want to invest in getting and using Stadia, and then they need to open it up to other devices as where we're going to see more success of Stadia. I'm glad that it doesn't seem like they are just saying, you know what, we're just going to kind of leave this out there and we're just going to let it die into neither. It seems like they are still trying to push forward with it, and I feel like that's at least a move on their end to be able to try to lock down some games that they can say are just exclusively here on Stadia. You want to be able to play this. Now, if people are going to do it, I don't know. We'll see what games that they come out with, because I don't think they really have a plan as of right now what these exclusive games will look like. However, at least the deals have been made for these publishing companies to then work within the infrastructure of Stadia and develop a game. Hopefully, we'll see if it's a game from, ground up, or if they take an existing IP and try to curtail that to, hey, you can no longer get this on your other platforms. You can only get this on Google Stadia. I think this gives them a bit more of a leg to stand on, as far as with having some exclusive titles. But again, it all depends on what games they come out with, and if it's going to be worth, forking out that double price, that monthly price, on top of having to pay for the game at full price as well. So we'll see how that goes. But it's cool to see that Stadia hasn't completely lost hope.
Is it Brime? That's funny. What is Stadia? Is it Brime? Yeah, it's funny. But no, I mean, yeah, I no, he's being sarcastic. The yeah, the biggest thing is like with Stadia, like I don't understand how there isn't a plan where they, like, kind of like how what Microsoft had to do to pivot to stay, semi competitive, in the gaming space. I think that, like, I don't understand why Stadia doesn't allow you have that tier of just giving you the series of free games. I bet you $1 million within the line, like whenever their games come out, that's probably going to be the first games that are going to be free for that month, and then that you can download. But no, I totally agree. I think that it's like you would think that they would do something specifically that would not wanting to hurt them, but I kind of feel that Stadia is kind of in a level of disarray, because they're doing stuff out of order. Is what's really hurting them. I mean, they said they got proprietary studios that's working on for games that are specifically for Stadia. Problem is, Stadia just came out last year. The gaming cycle is at best 3 years for even the best, like a mediocre game, not let alone a AAA title. They're going to have to try to stay alive until those games come into effect. Right now, there's only one game that's currently out that's specifically only on Stadia, and that is Guilt, and that's it. But so I just feel that they're trying their other options of what they're going to do. I think that it was a really cool idea that they did when they picked up Supermassive Games. Supermassive Games is a very good start of hopefully seeing if they can turn it around, and they don't make anything that's like heavily driven, heavily, AAA driven, not like, like Last of Us 2 kind of quality. They more like, indie level stuff. So it's possible they may be faster when it comes into that, but like, yeah, you're right. I think that if you're trying to sell someone on this, they got to have some sort of free kind of thing, so people can actually mess around with what Stadia can do for them.
I think, and I've talked about this before, I think Stadia hits a mark for a demographic of people who, and I described it like, as a kid, this is probably what my parents would have gotten me, because we didn't have a lot of money to fork out for a console. In this day and age type of pricing. You know what I mean? Both my parents were essentially like starving artists, who just made salary on their jobs, which was nothing. Was I aware of that? No, absolutely not. I would go next door and play Nintendo with them and watch their cable TV, where his dad said we didn't need those channels because we just didn't need it. And that was that. And you didn't argue with him, But for something like this, where it's a plug and play, it's not that expensive, it makes sense in the affordability area. I think they hit that market. They just don't have good marketing for it at all. They really do need a whole new marketing team, to be quite honest with you. But again, like Stadia just And it's cross-platform, right? Like if you have Stadia, you can play with people on PlayStation, right? With like Dead by Daylight or anything like that, or does the game have to be? I would hope that.
Oh well, it depends on the game. It depends. Like not, it's not really up to Stadia. It depends on
Play
the
with your
developer who
favorite
developed the game.
streamers. That's a weird way to market that.
So there was a choice factor within that. There was some sort of streaming integration into Stadia, and this is where it could get interesting. Again, these are those little features that will make them stand out. So it looked like that there's some sort of let me try to run that back real quick. Like there was some sort of even with the Super Bomberman game as well, it looked like there was a way that they're able to integrate chat choices, and it showed YouTube. It didn't actually show Twitch. So I don't know if that would be something, which makes sense because Google and YouTube. So maybe this is their way of having an interactive game and bringing interactivity into YouTube streaming, which we know is becoming more and more of a viable and popular streaming platform. Yeah, look at that. So they're choosing who the killer is going to be, the crowd play. Interesting. And I think that spices up DVD a little bit, especially with them opening up their cross-platform. I know that's something that they're working on rigorously, which is going to be awesome because I've got friends that play on PlayStation or other places. So it'd be great to be able to have that. Doesn't matter what you're on. And that's really where we're going to see more and more of this as publishers are opening up these games to become cross-platform. I think Stadia becomes more and more viable. But again, this is my problem. Can I own it on PC and then play, or that doesn't make sense. Hold on. Can I own it on PlayStation and then go to Stadia and play it there? Or do I have to re-buy it on Stadia in order for it to be valid?
Yeah, you have to re-buy it on Stadia. That's unfortunate.
And that's why they cannot be successful.
Oh yeah, that's see, but that's just it. See, that's what I think. Like right now, yeah, we're in the precipice of like a console swap that's about to happen, right? It's next gen consoles are literally months coming away. The justification for you to get Stadia for any game that has been out on the other previous console is null and void. There's no reason for you to do it. Now, like games that are currently coming out, if they can, there's two things that the problem with Stadia is. One, what a Stadia release isn't instantaneous, kind of like how when the game says, oh, it's coming out August 19th, but then really it's like, oh, Stadia release is going to be 6 months after that. Hence Borderlands 3. Like I think Borderlands 3 would have worked fairly well on that if it came at the same time as all the other consoles. But it not only that it didn't do that, it was also an update behind where they were supposed to be at, which hurt the system. So when things like that happens, that stuff was going to happen. But eventually, hopefully, and I really hope that that changes around in its climate, that when the game comes out, it's going to come out the same day as Stadia. And the reason why all this is having is the second problem. Its encoding is not normal. It's its own special encoding that's meant specifically for Stadia. It's proprietary. So most developers don't have that access up front immediately. They don't, and they won't, and there's no reason for them to care because Stadia's not giving them their money. Other than what they would get on the console system. So they need to fix it to see if there's a better way to kind of, I guess it's easier said than done for that, but so where it can just like entice developers to help or to mess around with their tech to say, okay, this is what you could do, so we can get this working in the same way, to make it like completely refreshless and all that stuff. But yeah, but to your point originally, previous games, there's no justification for you to re-buy it on Stadia. It's just stupid. It would be stupid for you to do that. You're just throwing money away, let alone it's going to be more expensive on Stadia anyways because of the encoding. So but if it was coming out at a time where like if PS5 Series X, it might have been different. Who knows? Who knows now, So yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, and 100%. You cannot have a game come out 6 months later and think it's still going to be relevant for people. People are going to.
Then what's worse is
you're trying to make them pay full price for it too. Get out of my face.
full price for it on top of that. Exactly. I was like, that's gonna kill it. It's like it's gonna kill you. Kill these options is what's really hurting is hurting it, you know. But like when you see stuff like, for instance, they just announced that Outriders is coming out on Stadia. That game isn't out yet. It's going to be on the and stuff like that. Yeah, it would have been better if for them to have gotten to the point where the conversation wasn't going to be relying on games that were coming out, you know, that was coming out that were already out, but rather games that are about to be coming out or about to be pushed, like, because they prematurely released that thing. So that's the thing that's really killed it. So yeah, I mean, then if they were smarter with that, then I think that would have been would have somewhat of a leg to stand on. Right now, they're basically kind of flapping in shark infested waters at this point.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, again, I wish, like, and that's kind of what like the hard part is, you know, we saw with GeForce Now and you know, I think that's the way it should be done. But we saw that they ran into their own problems and into their own issues too. So it's really, I feel like it's really a merging of these technologies that's really going to push cloud gaming and stuff into more of a viable means to play. But in the meantime, we do need these developers to continue making these games cross-platform now. So then, you know, they are able to work within these infrastructures and stuff like that, and hopefully make something a little more viable.
Yeah, I totally agree. Man, what did Deacon say? So Stadia's main demographic would be the people that don't have the access to consoles or PCs. You know, I mean,
I feel like that was like their original start, but now they've kind of veered off of that.
But it seems kind of weird though, because like technically, like who doesn't have a PC? Or wait, consoles? Or no, they have to have a PC because they have to have internet. You have to have internet to play with Stadia. So like,
you can have internet for like small devices and not have a PC. You know what I mean?
I have never been to any place that would say that didn't have an access, like that would have that all they have is just phones for, but they have internet.
Well, they have tablets,
like, I mean, household
like that,
wise.
but like they're like her laptop. She's like, it has a virus. I don't even bother with it anymore.
Oh,
so you know what I mean? She's like, whenever you feel like fixing that, but it's old, so who cares? Kind of thing.
Yeah, but with that scenario, I don't think they really care about Stadia. I mean, like those are the people that really wouldn't care about Stadia, you know. And I know, no one can afford, not everyone can afford a PC, but like I said, like I mean, that is I don't think that's the demographic that they're aiming. That's not the demographic that they're aiming for, because I mean, if you can't afford a PC and all you have is tablet and you don't have anything else on the outside, then I mean, why is your next thought is like, hey, I need to play a game. I want to play a AAA title game on my on the tablet or stuff. That's probably not the priority, is what I'm saying. I mean, this is all assumptions. I mean, it's like, but just saying.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, no, that is. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, the cloud gaming space is so new. You know what I mean? Not new like that, but they're trying to figure out, and they're really pushing to make it a viable thing. So I'll continue following along to see, you know, what kind of things they're bringing to it. I do think it's really interesting, and I didn't realize, as far as with that event, as far as them integrating YouTube chat things with Stadia. I think that is absolutely something that differentiates.
I've never even seen the layout of what it looks
Stadia?
like. I'm curious to see. Like what a YouTube gaming layout looks like.
Oh, it's kind of weird. I've gone to because Gale Level stream sometimes on YouTube. That's probably about the only time I've ever really watched a YouTube live stream, I guess. And it's very similar to Twitch. You know, it's got a chat, and there's monetary ways to, you know, support people and stuff like that. It just, you know, again, kind of like the Mixer thing, you know, the standard is Twitch. That's what everybody is used to. So it's going to feel a little different. But you know, it's still solid. It's still pretty solid. And obviously they're definitely making a big push on their end to make YouTube streaming a very, it's up there. Again, it's up there growth wise and stuff like that. People are comfortable. People go to YouTube for all kinds of stuff. So they also already have a
You really think that Yeah, but do you think that Facebook might be catching up? Because I mean, basically Mixer may be dead, but their technology is going to Facebook, and I mean, Mixer had really good technology.
That was my big thing. I was like, that was the biggest thing to me as far as with that is that look at the back end stuff that Facebook Gaming will be able to pull from Mixer. So they would be, if they don't make changes, because I've been on Facebook Gaming too a little bit as well, and I don't like it. It uses your real name. People can click in your profile and see your person. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not a fan of that.
That also holds people accountable.
That's true. There's always that, and you're right. You can't be just an anonymous person.
See what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm curious to see.
But either way, isn't that a good? That's a good. But that's a good thing, though, in a way, though, too.
It is, but I mean, it also cannot be.
If they find a way to. Yeah, if they found a way to bar your personal information, like your your user profile on Facebook, then yeah, that would make sense. But like at the same time, you can hold people straight up accountable of whatever the hell happens. Like without these random trolls just making all these dummy accounts immediately.
Yeah, Ducky said that he uses his gaming page. That's smart. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do.
all right. Lex, what do you have planned for the week?
I think we're gonna kind of do what we did last week, man. Monday, some Alice Madness returns. Tuesday is Subpoopy Tuesday, and I think we will have JTZ back. I hope. Wednesday we're gonna play Song of Horror. I gotta today or tomorrow. I need to get back to where I was on that spot before I murdered all my characters. Dang it! And I think I'm gonna test out walking through a door with a child crying on the other side. I'm gonna do that later.
Oh, have fun with that.
Yeah, no headphones on for that. And then
have you played Until Dawn?
Oh, cat scared me. No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's another game you should try. You should definitely play. That's on PS4, but I think you would like. I think you would like that one too.
Probably. But yeah, I've got a doctor's appointment this week, which will be good. Re-up on my seizure meds. I'm out of my seizure meds. I'm like using my backup of my backups. So sorry if I looked like I was like in and out. I'm not sleeping. I promise. I'm having like little.
That's what I thought was happening.
Okay. Sorry. He was like, that video.
That's why I turned it on. Oh, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a video. I saw it. I was like, I think something's happening.
Yeah, because Opie went to go tell on me, and like I
sent him a text
I
too.
got myself out of it right as I saw Adam like getting out of the room. I was like, I'm in trouble. No, I think we're just gonna kind of mess around this week again. I've honestly I feel like I'm so proud of my community, y'all. They're so awesome, and I love all the friends that I've made from gaming. And I've been having one of those weeks where I'm like, I want to say mushy stuff, but I don't know how to say it. So there. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna just play some games, have some fun, and see what we're doing, and maybe play some more Overwatch comp this week because I need to catch up.
Nice. Awesome. Oh, do a shout out to you. All right. What about you, Smitty? What are you up to this week? Well, you said that you were getting burnt out on Overwatch though recently, right?
Right. Well, the
toxicity
has been ridiculous. The game, like even dude, I was playing Mystery Heroes last night, and it was a terrible time, dude. I don't know. I don't know, winning like 6 games. I think, but like it was tough. There were tough wins to get because it was just I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because it's the weekend or whatever. And this is just an arcade. I was planning on doing some competitive last night, and I was like, nope. I was like, I'm not even. It was like if arcade is this bad, I can't imagine what competitive is right now.
You know what I think it is? I think people are so cooped up that they don't have an outlet right now, and so being toxic is like their number. Like it's essentially internet Karens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like your healing sucks. It's like, no, you're really crappy Genji, dude. Like that's not my problem. Like everyone else is fine, but you're not. So I don't know. I feel you, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I know that, and I haven't. We're supposed to. Is it this week? I think. supposed to be going up to Northern Nevada. I'll talk to you guys about that after the show and whatnot. But just for like a long weekend deal, and then so we're gonna be working. We're putting a roof on Scorp Kitty's dad's. I think it's his. I want to say one of his. I think he's building a shop or something out there on their land. And they need a third person to help out. So, and I haven't been up to the property yet, so I'm supposed to go up there. Other than that, though,
it's a new property.
Yeah. So they got a little place out there, and they've dug up a well and done all this and that. It's got a bunch of land out there. And I've never been to Northern Nevada, so I'm excited to, because I know there's not all the light pollution and whatnot. So I'll definitely probably do some astrophotography or time lapse or something up there as well. Yeah, that is prime conditions for that.
Super remote. Sounds like.
But yeah.
Awesome,
Other than that, though, hopefully, again, I don't know if I'll be streaming on Mishmash this week. I haven't had a chance to sign up. If I do, I'll be playing Detroit Become Human. But I will be on my channel Thursday, probably playing either Destiny 2 or maybe we get a little more Hyperscape in. I'll try to get good this week, so we'll see.
Nice.
What are you
awesome,
up to?
Dude. Okay, so basically I am going to definitely want to destroy Ghost of Tsushima this week. Probably going to play that tomorrow. Well, I'm playing some tonight. I don't know if I want to stream because I'm gonna have some issues with my graphics card for the because it's really showing washed out colors on my when I stream, and it's really irritating me. But until then, we'll see. So we're gonna do that today. The goal is to beat Tsushima by next week. Once to get that. But also once to get that, we're all. I wish I could. I'm still at the very beginning of the game. I'm like I said, I've only been doing I'm 13 hours in, but I've been just doing side stories and trying to explore the whole island. So I've just been going that across. Yeah, there's just so much, and there's so much collectibles and stuff. It's not even funny. Yeah. So but it's so fun. That's what I love about it. But so then on Friday I'm going to be going to do the San Diego Comic-Con live event thing. So we're going to be doing some I'm going to be doing some interviews with some of their guests at home. SDCC at home, so I'm going to probably do a couple of interviews on that and start posting on that. And then tomorrow I'm going to be also doing another interview set with a YouTuber who made his first game, and he now has a gaming studio. And the dude also bought Acclaim. I didn't even know. You remember Acclaim, the company? Yeah. That made old school Nintendo games and stuff. Yeah, he bought Acclaim. I was just like, wow, that is nice. That is insane. So I was just like, yeah. It was on sale, yeah. It's insane. So I wanted to get a story because I was like, he started off YouTube, then now he's going and doing his own gaming company, and I'm like, what's his name? Where did he get from there? He goes by Gamester 81. I don't want to give out his real name.
Dox him, Davis.
Dox him.
I'll have to look. But, there's a guy who owns his own gaming company and does all of the stuff himself, and he's looking for voice actors right now. So it sent me a link. So curious if those two people.
Oh, are you talking about that 18-year-old kid that he's making his own individual game?
I don't know if 18, but it was a TikTok that I was sent.
Did I say?
Yeah, the TikTok video.
I tagged you in somebody's thing looking for voice actresses. I absolutely did on Twitter.
Oh.
You better look at your notifications.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
Who's this person that you're talking about then, and how do I get in?
I don't. So
it's too late. The guy said that he already
done.
What?
He already done.
What?
Because when I got sent it, he was already wrapping up the edits for everything.
I see.
So it was late in the game. AJ Ann had sent it actually to me, another streamer that we know. Yes, thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate that. Because I always do love. I love doing voice acting. It's my favorite. But the game was a little more serious, so I knew that it would be not because I do really good child voices for the most part, or cartoony voices. So it wasn't quite up my alley, but I do like a challenge. But yeah, he was wrapping up when I messaged him. He was like, I'll reach out to you next time. Like, I definitely need this, or this for something coming up." I was like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, if I hear anything, I'll let you know, Smitty. But yeah,
Cool. Awesome,
are
guys.
you
That's great,
telling on
man.
me?
I was always real busy as heck, though. So we're going crazy.
Don't tell me.
All right, guys. This is episode number 57 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation with us, as always. You can always check us out, and we release the podcast every Monday, every week in the mornings. And you can access it on any podcast service out there like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. Or just check out the main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out that and a lot of other awesome content and stuff. So this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.